here we go. Our hashtag's worth it. What do you think? Do you
50-50.
Do you think that like adding, what I mean is obviously, but just for the viewer, I know you understand, Bayleigh, but what I'm saying is like, do you think that it's valuable to go through the trouble of adding hashtags? And if so, how many or to what degree on, let's say, Instagram, TikTok? Is it different per platform? What do you think you go?
I do think it is different per platform. I think people try to use it more consistently, but I don't think it is very consistent across platforms. I think the landscape of them has changed. So like on the platforms, they'll sit here and tell you to use them, but I don't think it like rewards you the way that it used to. But I do think it's a good way of classifying and kind of like getting like the keywords for whatever your content is, because those hashtags are still written. So it'll still matter to the search, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like me specifically, like I do still search for things by hashtag, like on Instagram. TikTok, I don't know as much. Like I almost feel like when you put more hashtags on TikTok, it is worse for you. Like I think the algorithm like sees you as trying too hard and doesn't reward you. What's the opposite of reward? Punishes you rather than rewards you for it. That's just my theory. I don't know how true that is though.
No, I mean, here's what I think. Here's what I think. This has kind of been my opinion since, I don't know, probably about 2016, is that you have the wrong, if you're like worried about hashtags, you have the wrong goal.
Yeah. Because that shouldn't be your main goal at all.
Right. And I think like, to me, it's like another way that I would describe it, it reminds me of a strategy we used to use for SEO where you would keyword stuff. And we could like get away with like, let's say we could put like a black text on top of a black background and you wouldn't be able to see all the text, but we would just dump a bunch of keywords into a website and no one could see them. So like the user didn't know any different, but to the robot, they would see like all this, the robot.
I think that works on TikTok still.
I think that works.
And on Instagram.
Everywhere.
I did that more often than I did hashtags.
But the thing that to me, the reason that it's like, I say you have like the wrong you have the wrong goal is like you're basically, you're trying to game. I think all of these things are like trying to game the system. And a much better strategy is not to game the system at all, but instead to try your best to just keep consistently creating.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, and like, I think I'm a giant hypocrite, because if you go through my account, you'll see that I recently used gym talk on my TikTok, and I tagged it. And even as I was doing it, I thought, I hate this, because it just feels like wrong to me. And again, it's not that it's like that it doesn't work, or that like there won't like be periods where like you can get away with like the black text on the black thing and like get all those keywords in there, and that, maybe you get more viewership, but it's just the wrong goal. You don't want like viewership for the sake of viewership. You want people to find you. And I think that the algorithm, and here's a little bit more data backed opinion about that. I think that the algorithm, the way that they work now is, and my only point is they know what you're viewing already. Like they're not confused what's in the video. Like the tool itself can analyze the video and understand this is a weightlifting video. I should show this to people who like weightlifting videos. Like I don't think that they're like now. I don't think you're fooling anyone, including the robots.
Yeah. Well, I almost feel like the gym talk or like the book talk or like the different sides of TikToks. I think that's kind of, now that I think about it, changed the way that the algorithms kind of interpret the hashtags, because if you, now that I'm thinking about it, it's almost like, which I guess is true, like the larger creators are the one who sets like the scene for the hashtags, for like what else should fit on Gym Talk, or like the For You page or the Explore page of people who are consuming Gym Talk content. Does that make sense? So it's like you, as like a smaller creator who is trying to do hashtag Gym Talk to try to make their stuff go viral, it's not consuming it the same way as if a larger creator did hashtag Gym Talk.
Do you think that like larger creators, when they do, like what you're saying is it's important for like a smaller creator, maybe less important for a larger creator?
No, I think I was saying the opposite.
Oh, okay. So
like,
you're saying,
I think like it doesn't really matter. Like, or I think like you were saying how like you like if you're the smaller creator, you're the one who looks like you're trying too hard to game the system to get in on the Gym Talk of what the larger creator set the aesthetic for. Like if your Gym Talk video doesn't match what the larger creators set as like the aesthetic for Gym Talk, it's not going to feed into that. Does that make sense?
I think so. And I think that there's like a difference too in a couple things, like I think there's probably like niches where like hashtagging, like I don't know, like let's say like a wedding. I think that was a really like kind of a fun way that where people used hashtags, and it's a little bit less common now, but you can still like go to the hashtag and search up like all of the people who use that tag and were at the wedding, you know, see pictures of yourself. And I think similarly, if you are like, let's say you make I don't know, ceramic pots, or you know, some kind of like niche, like I'm thinking like bonsai pots or something, you know, something where it's like very specific groups. It might make sense to, in those cases, use one or two hashtags because you're trying to like, you know, find new people that, but a much better strategy would be to reach out to those, like, or not even reach out, but just engage with those types of content. You know, I've seen a lot of people create like marketing recommendations that I would, for maybe the first time in my entire career, that I think they make a lot of sense. One of them is that you should go engage with other people in that community. That's something I've been saying for a long time. It's like, if you're into, again, bonsai ceramic pots, maybe you do use hashtag bonsai pots or something, and that would probably expose you to some new people. But a much better strategy would be to go find other people that are making that type of content and just engage with their posts and say,
yeah,
like,
I agree.
Great pot, that's beautiful. And I think inevitably, whether it's the algorithm or people searching through their comments, or that person specifically just being pretty chill and sharing your shit, that's a much better strategy for growing in that audience, I think.
No, I completely agree, because if you think like when you're trying to grow your account, you want other people either in your industry or people that you want to join your community, you want them commenting on your stuff. So return that or start that favor, and then maybe hopefully they'll return the favor too. But like, don't expect people to comment on your stuff if you're not going out there commenting on other people's stuff and providing the engagement. If you provide it, it'll come back to you.
Yeah, absolutely agree. All right, cool. I feel like we beat this horse all the way to death.
Sure did.